What's up, guys? This is Chris, and I'd like to welcome y'all to another installment of Take One Reviews, where now I am reviewing the movie, the film, the epic blockbuster for Age of Ultron. And this should be good. Now, this movie was written and directed by Joss Whedon, just like the first film was. And this movie stars Robert Downey Jr., Scarlett Johansson, Chris Hemsworth, Elizabeth Olsen, Mark Ruffalo, Chris Evans, James Spader, Aaron Taylor Johnson, Jeremy Renner, Samuel L. Jackson, and Paul Bettany. Now for a quick synopsis. This movie is about Tony Stark and Bruce Banner bringing to life a dormant peacekeeping program called Ultron, who, when awoken, has his own ideas on how to do that very thing. And when the fate of the world is at stake, the Avengers are brought back together to try and stop Ultron. And this movie started off with a bang. I mean, how else can you start off a sequel to the movie The Avengers, but with an action sequence? And they gotta admit, some of the CG looked faked in the beginning, but as the movie progresses, you start to get used to it. And it really doesn't become a factor anymore, and it doesn't really take away from the experience of the movie. But I do like the tone and the feel of the film. To me, it's totally different from the first one. And I know a lot of people like to do a comparison, but it really does its own thing.
That's what she said.
And the relationship between Bruce Banner and Black Widow is very interesting. She's like a calm point for him when he's a Hulk. If ever he needs to calm down, she knows how to do it.
That's what he said.
And the fight between the Hulk and Iron Man and the Hulkbuster armor was crazy yet satisfying. And I love how they got more into Hawkeye and not make him seem like he's just that guy in the Avengers. In this movie, they gave him more importance. And I like how they made Ultron more humanized than just a robot. And he has a personality, and he's very sarcastic throughout this whole film. And also, just in the way he reacts to stuff, either he acts sarcastically or he acts really mad. And in ways, it's kind of like a child when he gets mad. And also, I really love the way they brought Vision to the big screen. And that's all I have to say about him until the spoiler. And of course, there have been some changes to origin stories within this film, which is to be expected. But it doesn't bring down the value of these characters, as well as the story itself. One of the things that I didn't like is that they did rush into Ultron becoming the villain way too soon. It wasn't no time to have him develop and slowly become Ultron. It just basically, he was created and now he's Ultron, and now he wants to just destroy the world. Another thing that I didn't like is that they didn't have no end credit scene. There is a post credit scene, but there is no end credit scene. So nobody stand to the end of the credits to see if there's anything there, because there's not. Even Joss Whedon, it came out on record and said there is. I'm not going to say specifically what happens, but there is something that happens to Tony Stark, which makes him create Ultron and gets the wheels going in this film. It really doesn't make any sense to me. If you ever seen the first trailer, you will see this woman unrobing herself in the water in this cave, and you don't quite know who it is, and the whole internet is buzzing and trying to figure out who this woman is. She's not in the film, so don't even bother looking for it. And this movie does not lead up to Civil War, but it does lead up to Infinity War as expected. But in another sense, I really thought that they made Ultron too humanized. And I also thought that he was going to be more powerful than what he was, but he was just a regular villain. Through my eyes, the only thing that made him really a big threat was that he can travel throughout the internet, which he can be at several places at once. But overall, it was a good film. I mean, I really enjoyed it. I really want to go see it a second time, maybe even a third time. And so now for the grade. And with all things accounted, I give this movie an A-. And I really don't want to compare it to the first film. I really want to put it in a league of its own, because to me, like I said, it had a really different feel and a different tone to it than the first one did. And I really was a big fan of the action. Like, the action scenes was really good. It was well choreographed, and all the actors did amazing. Like, and that's one thing that I didn't mention. Like, there were really good actors and good acting up in this film. And I love that James Spader gave his voice to Ultron, and I really don't think that there was any other actor that was able to do that besides Ray Reddington. James Spader. And with that said, this concludes this Take One review, non-spoiler, of Avengers Age of Ultron. And if you like this video, there will be a spoiler review coming up soon to get more deep in depth into things that I did like about it and the things that I didn't like about it. And I really just want to thank you guys for taking time out your day to check out this video. And like always, if you like, subscribe, comment, and share, and there will be more videos to come. And I'll catch you later. Until next time.